If you believe that the 90s OGs are an exception in the business, think again. The top streaming rapper in the business kissed a 17-year-old girl on stage, and Ruby Rose revealed that Travis Scott dated her in her adolescence.
Y'all see this picture of Jay-Z with Aaliyah when she was underage?
In this video, I will dig deeply into the not-so-secret lives of top rappers who have dated minors at some point in their careers. Sit back and stay with me. P. Diddy. The problem of male rappers dating minors is as old as rap itself. Good news is that secrets don't stay buried for too long, as more minors come out to reveal the bizarre lives of these rap legends. It's only a matter of time for them all to follow in R. Kelly's path.
We all have stories. Mine is horrific. Like, why didn't you say something then? Because we just want to live.
When Cassie gave Diddy out to the feds, she opened the door for other women to speak up, most of whom were minors at the time of their involvement. With Diddy in 2023, a lawsuit was filed against Diddy for allegedly ganging a 17-year-old girl 20 years ago alongside Harpier and a third unidentified man. The allegation says the trio ganged the 17-year-old Jane Doe in his studio in Manhattan. As you already know, this is just one among the serious child sexual allegations against the music mogul and billionaire P. Diddy. The lawsuit claims that while at the studio, Diddy and his friends drugged the teenage girl to a point where she lost her sense of consent and then proceeded to gang the teenager. They going to probably be arresting me just cuz we want to have a good time. What Diddy refers to as having a good time will forever be a shock to me. I was playing with teenage girls having a good time. Allegations of sexual assault against Diddy began to resurface shortly after the lawsuit. Ex-girlfriend Cassie served Diddy with Cassie alleged that she had been abused and molested by Diddy through the period they were dating. In a lawsuit she filed against him in 2023, she exposed that this is one of the most commonly practiced activities around Diddy. Diddy had been accused by his neighbors that he used to host secret parties for teenage girls. These parties, as they explained, were usually wild and freaky.
Especially at nighttime, like around 3 o'clock in the morning, it gets wild.
The music mogul disappeared from his home and went into hiding amid all of this drama. Ironically, one can only run so fast from justice. And as you can see, Diddy is slowly following R. Kelly's road. Drake. I understand if Diddy wants to party and do crazy things, but what's up with the teenagers in light of the claims made by Cassie and a number of sex trafficking allegations in which underage girls are involved? Homeland Security had just raided 2 homes connected with Diddy. Rumors were flying around saying that Homeland Security was looking for proof that would give them a connection to these several allegations.
You know, we just texted each other the other day and he was like, I miss you so much. I was like, I miss you more. He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely gonna go and see him.
37-year-old Drake, a Canadian singer and rapper, is undoubtedly one of the most controversial artists of the 21st century besides being on the covers of the mainstream media for over 15 years. Rumors of Drake being involved with minors have been creeping around the press over the past couple of months following the recent beef with Kendrick Lamar. Rumors about Drake being involved with minors have been too much for the mouth to keep, so yeah, the ears have to carry some too. While his top fans have been steadily defending his reputation, the rapper has offered little or no help at all to their daring efforts. The internet must be tired of Drake being involved with teenage girls, while the rapper had addressed some of these allegations. A lot more remained unattended. While rumors of Drake dating C back in the day are not news to my ears, some particular details of their relationship are news to me. The media was shocked as Drake confirmed being in a romantic relationship with SGA back in 08 in the track Mr. Right Now by 21 Savage, where Drake is the guest feature. The rapper affirmed that he dated Essa in 2008. Now, here's the thing, if Drake dated Sa back in 08, which he said he did, then he dated her when she was a teenager back in 08. C was 19. I don't want to say much, but I don't think that the superstar did the mathematics before rhyming with wasn't.
It wasn't a big deal because it was something that I like knew about already. Like, I obviously know that we talked to each other when I was a lot younger and when he was a lot younger, and like,
I truly cannot agree that Drake rhymed with 08. Just for the sake of it, the rapper must be telling us something. Shortly after the jam dropped, Zai responded and revealed that they were together back in the day. However, she clarified that it wasn't the year 08, but rather 09, and went on to explain that Drake possibly used 08 because of the rhyme scheme.
I met Drake in an Australian hotel. I was touring and he was touring too.
Drake may dodge the consequences of his teenage scandal, but his relationship with Millie Bobby Brown is a complex web. The 13-year-old met the 31-year-old Drake in 2017 when he asked her to his Brisbane concert. The suspicion surrounding Drake and Millie Bobby Brown began when the teenage Netflix star made a joke about their relationship on the Emmy Awards red carpet. My question is, what does a grown-up man like Drake want to do hanging out with a 13-year-old?
Does he give you, like, what does he say?
About boys. He helps me. What? Yeah. He's great. He's wonderful. I love him.
Hold up, did she just say Drake advises her about boys? Is he like her daddy? What is even more interesting is that when Mila Bobby Brown was asked about the specifics of the kind of advice, she replied that it stays in the text message. To be honest with you, I want to sneak up my way to those text messages. Turns out I'm not the only one finding this Drake and Millie Bobby Brown connection very kinky. There has got to be something about Drake and little teenage girls. Who remembers this moment in 2019 when Drake kissed a 17-year-old girl on stage? This footage showing a 23-year-old Drake kissing a teenage fan on stage says more than I can convey. What is even more appalling is the fact that he continued to sexualize the teenager even after she told him she was 17. Truly, the internet does remember. Oh well, the teenage girl is grown now, and she recently responded to a viral video. She said she was just 17. But she is 31 now, and she doesn't seem to find anything wrong with the act. But who will help me tell her that? The fact that she doesn't see anything wrong with Drake kissing her does not make an adult kissing a 17-year-old the right thing to do.
I want to make this clear. White boy, they said you said if you was young girls, you promised you would have been arrested. Whoever wrote that for you put more thought into that.
The shocking part of the entire situation is that Kendrick Lamar was secretly working in his studio to expose Drake's pedophilic side. As was to be expected, the industry exploded in anger, and the internet went crazy over these claims. What's especially unsettling about Kendrick's diss track is that, although he claimed that Drake is linked with minors, he did not name them. Instead, it was Drake who name-dropped Millie Bobby Brown in his reply. At this point, I have to admit that there is a clear link between Drake and minors. Tiger
began to feel uncomfortable when he asked me to FaceTime with him. He asked me to FaceTime 3 times, but I didn't do it.
Tiger, who is 34 years old, is definitely a superstar. He occasionally tries to keep a low profile, but his love for minors always sells him out to the media like a cheap commodity. The scandal surrounding Tiger's relationships with teenage girls began when the rapper began dating Kylie Jenner when she was just 17, and he was 24.
I mean, I have love for her, but like I'm not in love no more. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like the honeymoon stage. Like you get with anybody, like for the first year, it's like it's magic, and then after that, like start like realizing a bunch of shit.
Kylie Jenner and Tiger share one of the most highly publicized and controversial relationships in the industry. The relationship is characterized by a lot of inconsistencies and flings in between. While all of that is normal among celebrity relationships, what is not normal at all is that Tiger started to date Kylie when she was just a teenager. Tiger has reportedly boycotted a club because they banned his girlfriend from entry. The gist: there are certain rules and guidelines that clubs and their management must follow strictly. One of them is a ban on minors. Unfortunately, this rule did not sit well with Tiger. The young rapper was supposed to have a performance at Greystone Manor while fans and organizers anticipated the big vibe, and all Tiger shut it down because his effort to smuggle Kylie into the club was to no avail. I guess this is one of the disadvantages of dating minors. After the superstar had tried all he could to get his underage girlfriend into the club, to no avail, he decided to turn down the performance. So let me get this straight, not only are you dating a teenager, but you can't even take responsibility for her safety and moral upbringing, the law says. Teenagers are not allowed, but Tiger was like, my teenager has to be an exception. Badly, the Greystone Manor didn't grant that to him. Let's put the whole Tiger and Kylie just aside. Just recently it was rumored that Tiger was interested in hooking up with a 14-year-old Molly again. I cannot understand. These men are looking for an underage girl. Well, the cover of the OK Magazine December issues captured that Tiger planned on hooking up with the girl undercover, but I guess Molly didn't want to stay undercover. She took the gist to Instagram. Molly didn't show up on Instagram empty-handed. She posted a screenshot of Tiger flirting on Instagram. Bro, you want to cheat on your teenage with another teenage girl? Molly's screenshot got a lot of reactions on the internet. Her mom feels that it is completely inappropriate for an adult male to communicate with her 14-year-old daughter, ask for her phone number, and ask when she is coming to LA. Whatever the mom felt, I feel it too. Later in a press conference, Molly explained that she thought Tiger texted her because of business, but after texting with him several times, he still did not talk about business.
I began to feel uncomfortable when he asked me to FaceTime with him. He asked me to FaceTime 3 times, but I didn't do it.
Molly went on to describe her discomfort with Tiger wanting to FaceTime with her. According to her, that is the reason she posted the conversation on the internet. While Molly didn't mention whether or not she was going to file a lawsuit, Tiger's rep outrightly denied the allegations. He explained that Tiger texted the teenage girl because he was interested in doing business with her. Amidst all of this drama, Jenna broke up with Tiger. Tekashi 69. Tekashi 69 is not an exception to the long list of rappers who dated minors. While the history of his teenage sexual assault charges in 2015 is still fresh on the way. Internet Tekashi might just have added one more allegation to his name. A 25-year-old lady alleged that Tekashi was involved in sexual activities with her when she was just 17. This is not difficult to, but given that the rapper has had some serious sexual allegations involving teens some few years back, Gold explained that Tiger is a liar. He lied about what he did to her. She also mentioned that she is not interested in filing a lawsuit or getting him arrested. Either she just wanted him to man up and say the truth about their relationship and also stay in his lane too. Gold claimed that she met the Mexican rapper when she was 17 in California, where the age of consent is legally 18. She claimed that she had hooked up with Tekashi in a club where she asked him how old he was and he said 21. She then confirmed that she told him that she was 17. Well, there was a little silence between them for a while and then he texted her again asking if they could FaceTime. Shockingly, Gold exposed that Tashi and her kept in touch for a couple of months, and within that period they had sexual encounters 6 to 7 times. Now, this story is digging up old allegations of child sexual assault against Tekashi. In 2015, Tekashi was accused of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl. The accuser is identified as Jane Doe. She probably took the Jane Doe status because of her age. Anyways, she alleged that she had met with the rapper in a club where he sexually abused her. When charged to court, Tekashi pleaded guilty to the count of sexual assault on a minor. He was sentenced to 4 years in prison with 1,000 hours of community service. Tekashi had already spent hours denying that he had never engaged in any sexual activity with a 13-year-old, hence it was shocking that he admitted it in the courtroom.
It's just me not paying attention to something that's not relevant because it's not true. Like, I really was just like, y'all really gonna believe that? You know what I'm saying?
Tekashi continued to deny these claims outside of the courtroom, saying that after taking pictures with her and signing an autograph for her, he was shocked to find that she was only 13 years old. Well, one thing I have noticed about singers who dated minors is that they never own up to themselves. For example, why would you cook a beat and not want to sing to it? Jay-Z. In response, Tekashi expressed his disappointment to his fans and friends who think that he did sexually abuse a teenage girl.
We'll expose somebody that we all forget about. Y'all see this picture of Jay-Z with Aaliyah when she was underage?
Word on the street is that the 90s are not different at all. They are just harder to expose. Reggie is alleging that Jay-Z dated teenagers back in the 90s. The gist is after the relationship and secret marriage between Aaliyah and R. Kelly was annulled, Jay-Z had just begun making proud waves at time with his new record label Rockefeller. Along the way in 1999, Jay-Z met Aaliyah through Demon Dash, his business partner, and immediately became fond of her. The relationship between Jay-Z and Aaliyah was very controversial and less spoken about by the couple at the time. Jay-Z was 25 and Aaliyah was barely 18. They were seen together at parties and other public events, though the two never publicly admitted that they dated. They shared a magnificent connection that was outrightly suggestive of a relationship. I cannot forget to tell you about the wild rumors spreading on the street about Jay-Z dating Foxy Brown when she was a minor and how he allegedly ended her music career after they broke up. The relationship between the two started in the 90s when Foxy Brown was barely 15 years old and was included in a track by LL Cool J. Foxy went on to be featured by other rappers, but Jay-Z exerted the most influence on her. As it turned out, the relationship between Fox Brown and Jay-Z ended like it never happened. Remember, back in the day, there were allegations that Jay-Z deflowered Fox Brown when she was just 15 years and he was about 27 years old soon after the romantic relationship between the two ended. The question is, was it a romantic relationship or was it just the influential adult taking advantage of a minor? Reggie went on to spill that shortly after Jay-Z had a sexual relationship with Fox when she was a teenager, he abandoned her to save his reputation. As a result, Jay was paying Fox to stay mute and to keep the matter out of the mainstream media. And that was it. Fox Brown was cut out of the industry, and her talent and art were assassinated to protect the legacy and reputation of Jay-Z. Jay-Z continued to work with Brown for China Doll, released in January 1999. After this, their professional correspondence seemingly met its end. Beyoncé also revealed that she was 19 when she and Jay-Z started dating. Luckily for Beyoncé, the relationship led to marriage and the growth of both parties. I mean, look at Jay-Z now, so corporate. Who would believe what happened in the 90s? The two have a beautiful relationship that still blooms to this day, but that cannot erase Jay-Z's history of dating minors. Travis Scott.
When I was younger. Oh wait, actually I shouldn't do this.
Ruby Rose recently came clean about meeting Travis Scott when she was younger. From what I've heard, Ruby Rose was 21 years old when she admitted to dating Travis Scott, which implies that she was most likely 15 or 16 years old at the time.
You were younger?
Yeah, when I was younger.
Okay. Shout out to Travis.
The internet erupted when Ruby Rose announced that she was dating Travis Scott on Twitter. What's even more intriguing is that Travis Scott hasn't reacted on Ruby Rose's frequent explicit tweets about her. Ruby Rose's confirmation that Travis Scott hanging out with a high school girl cannot be discounted because each person on this list started with just one allegation at a time. The Australian actress, who became extremely well known after acting in the Netflix series Orange is the New Black, tried to retract her claims that Travis Scott had dated her when she was underage.
Do you like teenage girls. When you say teenage, how old are we talking? I have some 19-year-old friends, but I don't like anybody illegal, if that's what we're talking about, underage.
The music mogul went from fame to public disgrace when the jury found him guilty on 6 counts of aggravated child sexual abuse. Without a doubt, one cannot remember R. Kelly or any of his music without recalling any of the child sexual assault accusations pinned to his name from the beginning of his career to this point. Of the 30-plus claims of sexual abuse, 13 involved teenagers.
Everybody seems to think that y'all are either girlfriend or boyfriend or cousins.
No, we're not related at all. No, we're not. We're just very close. He's my best friend.
Yeah, cool.
Now, who found her? In the whole wide.
What is shocking to me is that R. Kelly and Aaliyah had a marriage certificate to their name he married her. She was just 18 years old and he was 27. The marriage certificate scandal with Aaliyah started when, with the wave of Aaliyah's latest album, which he wrote and produced for her, she titled Age is Nothing But a Number. Rumors on the street had it that R. Kelly began to work with Aaliyah when she was just 12 years old. Are you also thinking about the kind of things that must have occurred in that working relationship between R. Kelly and a 12-year-old? Fortunately, 2 months after the alleged marriage, Aaliyah nullified the wedding following pressure from her parents. Interestingly, R. Kelly pays her a nominal $100 to not press charges against him until she died in 2001. R. Kelly never publicly spoke about marriage or any of the sort. In 1991, Tiffany Hawkins sued R. Kelly for emotional distress. She alleged that the singer had sexually abused her for 3 years when she was 15 and he was 25 years old. Tiffany later testified that R. Kelly would bring her and her friends to his house and engage in sexual activities with them. Tiffany Hawkins is known as the first victim to speak out against R. Kelly's pedophilia, but Tiffany was not the last to speak up. She was the gateway, and she gave so many other people the courage to speak out. Soon more girls came out on social media to recount their experiences with R. Kelly as teenagers.
Okay. Broken any laws when it comes to women?
Absolutely not.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life.
It is not surprising that R. Kelly continued to deny the allegations against him, but one thing about R. Kelly's denial of being involved with minors is that you could see the lie tattooed all over his face. As it turned out, R. Kelly is a master manipulator, and this is to say that he is in the position to present himself as the victim. Sadly, this technique has helped him scale through the web of allegations against him from 1991 until his detention. R. Kelly's ex-wife revealed even more shocking things about the music mogul. She regaled her experiences as a wife to R. Kelly. She not only confirmed that he had sexual relationships with minors, but also presented herself as a victim of sexual assault, molestation, and abuse. She alleged that R. Kelly is two-faced. Robert and R. Kelly, I don't know which side of him loves minors though. When the allegations against him started to pile up, she decided to say her piece. She broke up marriage and left with her 3 kids. They are currently living happily, but they cannot avert the stigma that comes from being associated with R. Kelly. R. Kelly refuted all allegations against him on social media and mainstream media, but he couldn't do the same in court. He is currently serving a 30-year term in North Carolina prison, but that cannot pay for the trauma and distress he incurred on women during their teenage years. The court Chicago convicted R. Kelly on multiple counts of child sexual abuse and sentenced him to 20 years in prison. If you love this video, click on the card on your screen right now for more videos.